Dan's from Fartex has just won a fantastic prize, so for your 5 minutes off, Dan.
Yeah, so I recently awarded the Young Business Person of the Year at the Digpen Pennsula, so it's been very, very exciting sort of 2 months. Just basically wanted to give you a quick overview about Fartex and where it came from, how we sort of developed it, and give you some ideas, the applications we're using it for, and hopefully give you some sort of ideas to take away and see how you can possibly use the technology in your own sort of applications. Now, we all know texting is a very, very sort of simple sort of, it's been around for ages, we just need to sort of develop how we can use it. So, that sort of Fartex started when we were back at university. So we were looking for a solution to communicate to everyone in our sports club. Because quite often we had new members join, and the social secretary and the captain maybe not had their mobile number. And quite often games were cancelled last minute, or we changed the location of the pub. That's probably more what we were using it for, to be honest. And we provided a solution where you can simply send one text, and it's got distributed to everybody in the club quite quickly. Now, it was a university project, so it's something we did quite quickly. We sort of started playing around with other little projects and launched Scuba Text. Now, I was working in the scuba diving manufacturing business at the time, and we wanted a way of getting their products out to sort of scuba divers. So we created a scuba diving text, which was text service, a group service, where each club can sort of send messages to organise dives, can organise social events, that sort of thing, being a sponsored message. That quickly got endorsed by the British Tobacco Club, and we signed just under half the UK clubs quite quickly. So we realised this small little project was starting to get a little bit bigger all of a sudden. So we were working out with my business partner's back bedroom in Essex at the time, and we were sort of taking the decision, okay, there's a business model here, so let's look at sort of exploring, introducing software to small to medium-sized businesses to use the same technology to communicate with their customers. And as all best decisions are made, we played cases of stones to find out whether we were going to stay in Essex or whether we would come down to Cornwall. And I won, which is great, so I've been located down here, so we decided to sort of set up a business down here in Cornwall. And it's been a fantastic move, to be honest. The support's been fantastic. The business community support, everybody around you to have a business down here as a startup, it can be quite daunting at first. You're looking up at London and thinking that's where the main clients are. But we found it quite easy. 80% of our business is out of county. So we communicate very easily through just a simple email, Skype, the odd sort of conference call. So it does work for us, and we managed to grow a business from it quite quickly. To give you a bit of an idea about how we're integrating and using text messaging, we all hate getting messages through from insurance companies or saying, we think you've had an accident in the last few weeks. I haven't had an accident. I don't want you to contact me. These sort of messages people just fed up sort of receiving. So we're sort of looking more about sort of the customer service sort of side of things. So when you get an appointment reminder from your dentist or from your school, it's a lot more. It's personal information that you want to receive. And as businesses, we need to make sure we're delivering the right content in the most effective ways. There's a couple of different projects we're working with at the moment. We've just started working with Surfers Against Sewage. They've managed to get the South West Water, like Wessex Water, Southern Water, to notify them if they're going to be an overflow of sewage in any of sort of the coastal beaches around mainly around the south, but heading into the north up towards Scarborough, and eventually Scotland as well. This sort of information is difficult to get out to the people on the beach, the regular surfers, the businesses around that sort of area. We can quickly sort of get that information and send a text message to everybody that subscribes to that particular beach so they can make an informed decision whether they want to get in that water or they want to perhaps go for a surf 10 miles down the road instead. It's that sort of information which makes that thing work quite well. We're also integrating the likes of software companies. So we provide this software ourselves, but we've also provided the gateway. So other software companies may like to integrate SMS. For example, the Cornwall Hotel up there, you can integrate into a hotel booking solution. So whenever where the booking's being made, for example, we can send a quick text message just to say, here's your booking. And it's from that we can sort of work out the best practices with what's being sent. Traditionally we look at how we sort of send messages out, and we'll probably say, this is your booking reference. It's quite boring, it's quite unpersonal. We receive text messages, and it's a personal thing. It's part of our space. We've all got a mobile phone on us right now. And it's about making that message as personal as possible. Start adding some content into it. So add some first names. So if you're sending a message to one person, or you're sending it to 100,000 people, we can personalise every single message that gets sent out. So when you receive it, it can be addressed to yourself. Put a character in there from the company. They don't even have to exist. You can make them up, to be honest. But put that character in there. So when you receive a message, it says, "Hi Dan, it's Annie from the Plum Hotel." Instantly you've got a one-to-one interaction with that individual, and you're more likely to accept that message and more likely to read it and engage with it. And it adds to the whole customer service experience of the hotel, getting people excited about it coming down for their journey. Now that same sort of principle can be used in e-commerce software. So more and more people are sort of integrating SMS as an order confirmation sort of stage, letting you know when orders are being dispatched, for example. But why not take it a little bit further and automatically schedule a text message to be sent maybe 8 days after the goods have been dispatched to say, I hope everything's okay. We just want to make sure you're happy with your order. It adds that whole service that we as consumers sort of embrace and we want to take forward. I mean, this is definitely something that developers can start integrating to their own systems and start offering to their own clients and increasing the whole customer service sort of evaluation and stuff. In terms, obviously we've got all the information going out, which is great. One thing that we're sort of educating more and more with the businesses is starting to collect this data in the first place. Now, you're probably all familiar about putting email and newsletter forms on your website. We're all starting to collect email addresses so we can start sending newsletters. Make sure you have a dedicated mobile phone field in your checkout procedure, or give an optional field to maybe collect a mobile phone contact. You might not want to send a message today, but you may be looking to send a message tomorrow. So make sure you start sort of adding that in so you can start collecting that data, and so you've got the options to then have the engagement. I've just seen Matt, I know on the site they've done for Event Cornwall, they've just added the mobile field on the checkups, the sign-in procedure, which is superb. It's giving you the option to then look at integrating different marketing possibilities with it. And I think this is what your clients will be looking for. Your clients are looking for you to come up with some different ideas as designers, as developers, that can sort of allow them to sort of expand their marketing sort of challenges, if you like. So, if you're looking at integrating messaging into your system, personalisation as much as you possibly can. Make it personal. Add some personality into it. Turn it into a one-to-one conversation, so it's not just an unpersonal, boring, static email or a static text message. And also, look at collecting data. Concentrate on how you're going to get that data in the first place. That is one of the most important things for retaining customers, and how you can advise your customers to retain, so they can retain their own customers as well. Shut up in it's fine. So I mean that's a sort of the main sort of principles as such. I mean, I've got a few minutes, so I'm more than happy to answer any questions if anybody has anything.
Do you see the sort of onset of Twitter affecting the business in any way?
Not really. I think it's definitely a valid point for sure. My concern is that the number of Twitter feeds out there, and more we're following, that individual message that gets sent out can be hidden in quite a large number of tweets. So it's difficult to sort of, if you're marketing your message out there, unless you're continually putting a message, it's difficult to sort of grab that as such. What this is sort of saying is making it far more personal and far more one-to-one sort of engagement. I believe. Technology's been out for such a long time, really. It's something we're all familiar with. And my grandmother sends as many texts to me as my little sister does, and it's something that's here and it's now, and it's something that we can sort of embrace. And sort of moving on from sort of the technology, if you're developing mobile web apps, for example, you've got a mobile website, it's how do you sort of get that content out to those individuals? And a text message is a very low-cost way of including a link for that mobile website, or a link for your mobile app, and you can link it straight through to your app store, for example, and start the download procedure straight away.
How do you deal with educate clients about like opt-in and opt-out and stuff like that?
So
how do you deal with opt-in and opt-out and things like that? How do you educate the clients about that?
Sure.
Respect people who don't want that contact.
Same sort of procedures as email marketing, effectively. So if you've had a relationship with that individual, so they've made an inquiry or a booking with you, you're entitled to sort of communicate with them, just like you would with an email. When it comes to sort of personal sort of update information, update text such as dispatch confirmations, there's no need for an opt-out sort of scenario on there as well. But if you're also sending marketing messages with promotions, I do recommend that you don't focus on that. I recommend you focus on more of the engagement rather than the sort of the bombardment of, of offers and adverts, that sort of thing. But it's worth including the opt-out procedure and then just reply stop, for example, to opt-out. You may have seen some quite similar. So I hope that sort of helps.
Have you got any existing integrations with existing CMSs or CRMs?
Yes, definitely. I mean, we work with a few different ones, from pharmaceutical companies right through to different software companies that are sort of sending reminders for domain updates, for example. So if your domain or your monthly subscription is about to expire, you can send a quick text message just to say it's due to expire. It saves somebody being on the phone doing the calling. With unfortunately, with emails being picked up as spam and the amount of emails we are getting, it's another channel to make sure they get that information and retain the business. So I mean, that's one thing that we can do quite well. We integrate, we've got a full API system, so we can integrate at a gateway, so we can provide SMS on.
And I mean, what's your cost per text message?
It does vary depending on the sort of the scale of the number of messages that have been bought, but typically around sort of between 3 and 4 pence mark. We are a low cost system. We're fortunately connected directly through the tier 1 networks, so we can provide the service for you to be able to resell SMS effectively and put your own markup on it. Some businesses sign up sort of 80p message size.
And do you do like two-way communication as well? Like can users text back?
Yes, definitely. I've got a little son how I do something to shut up, but I'll quickly. Thank you. I'll take your advice. Definitely. I mean, when we provide the solution for SMEs, we provide the software as a solution and provide the whole sort of package, if you like. We include a dedicated number with that because we believe it's important that you open, engaging conversation. You're not just sending outbound messaging. Give the opportunity for those individuals to reply. If you're holding an event, maybe this could be a perfect example. After the event, you send a text just to say thank you for coming to the event. We hope you enjoyed it. It's a perfect chance to plug your brand a bit further. Perfect chance for you to plug your website, maybe your Twitter feed. But also a chance to ask for feedback. You can get personal feedback to be replied straight back to your mobile phone from that individual. Open up that two-way communication and make it sort of far more engaging. Hope that helps.
Just one more quick one. You featured full phone numbers there, but would you offer something like a shortcode for people to apply to?
Definitely. I mean, the SAS system works on a shortcode, mainly because all of their advertising and marketing for that particular product, for that service, is offline, which makes it a little bit more tricky to be able to sort of quickly respond to a campaign on a poster or in a magazine, for example. So we can add sort of the shortcodes in there as well. If it helps. Great.